Greetings, greetings, and happy Sunday. And for those of you that celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. Go easy on the candy, huh? Well, I shouldn't say that. The dentist won't like me for saying that. So, welcome, greetings, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you are joining from. This morning, I am on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I am on StreamYard, and I am on YouTube. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your why and soul purpose coach and consultant. I go live 6 o'clock Eastern, 7 days a week. And I welcome your participation and your input in this conversation. So, although I'm not able to interact live with you as I do the broadcast, I do go back and I look at the comments and I will respond there. So, please get engaged in the dialogue, leave your comments, give me your feedback. For those of you on LinkedIn and Facebook, I can see, and StreamYard, I can see as you comment, and I'm able to read what you say, and I can share that with the folks over on TikTok. If have not already done so, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Connect with me on Instagram and Linktree. And also I am on Clapper and Clubhouse as well. Please visit my website and subscribe for my newsletter from my website. My website is daphneclark.com. You will be able to see from my link tree all the different tabs, and you can access it from there. Again, it is always a pleasure to have you here. Please share the broadcast with others. Those of you over on TikTok, tap the screen so you can invite new listeners to come in. A couple weeks ago, I began asking my friends on TikTok and Facebook to contribute topics that they would like me to speak on. And when they do that, I do a research and I find a topic that is related to what they asked me to speak about. And what I do, I combine my knowledge and my expertise along with the research article I find. Why I do that? Because it broadens the outlook of the conversation. I'm not just giving you my take on what I learn and my skill and my expertise. I am also bringing in the skill and expertise of some amazing scholars and researchers. So I did not ask the name of the person who asked me to speak on what is life meaning. However, thank you for the suggestion on that. And as I had said to you back then, I was putting it on the list. And last night when I meditated on that, my birthday is December the 11th. And the Spirit wanted me to speak on that this morning. All right. So, as I've said, I'm including research and information from different sources, and I will also input my expertise around the topic. So this morning for this video, we are focusing on what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? And those of you on Facebook, please go ahead and jot down what is the meaning of life. And those of you on TikTok, there's 106 of you on TikTok. Go ahead and write in what is the meaning of life for you, not for anybody else, for you. I will be happy to read those over there on TikTok when I get back there later. And as soon as the folks on Facebook type something in, I will read it loudly to share it for the rest of you. So this research I'm sharing came from its self-knowledge fulfillment. Self-knowledge fulfillment is where this is coming from. The schooloflife.com, the schooloflife.com. And when I as soon as I see who the researcher is, I will be willing to share that name as well. What is the meaning of life? To wonder too instantaneously what the meaning of life might be mark us as out of being, somewhat heavy, weird, or even naive. People nowadays often say, sometimes in a sad way, other times more aggressively and cynically, that life just has no meaning. I personally have heard people express those words, and I am sure that you have heard it yourself. Two reasons are often cited for this. The first has to do with religion. Once upon a time, so the story goes, life had a clear meaning given to us by God, God with the capital G. It was about worshiping Him and living according to His dictates. But as religious belief has declined, not only has God, it's small g, supposedly died, but along with him, the meaning he once guaranteed. It's a reason why I told you which of the God was in capital G and which was in small g. And I'm reading verbatim from the research, okay? Modern science is the second cause of the current crisis of meaning. Scientists tells us that existence which merge from a random interplay of chemical and gases, does have meaning, but it's of a rather bleak, relentless, and narrow sort for humans. As for our other living things, like Amaboa, the meaning of life is survival and the programmation of other generic material. It sounds very true and at the same time distinctly futile and melancholy. Remember, these are not my views. I'm sharing from the research. I want you to listen so we can have a constructive conversation around the topic. In order for us to understand things, we need to be able to compare different dialogues, different conversation, different school of thoughts, so we can make the decision what is accurate for us and what is it that we believe. There, here we want to argue as follows: to wonder about the meaning of life is an extremely important activity. Life does have substantial meaning, and here are the facts in range of practical steps we can take to ensure the end of leading lives of maximal meaningfulness. We should start by saying that there is no meaning in life outside of that which we can find by ourselves. As a species, there isn't any kind of objective meaning written in the start, in the holy book, or sequences of DNA. That seems to prompt people to complain that life lacks meaning, are particular varieties of unhappiness. Let's consider some central example. We are in a relationship, but the intensity you experienced in the start has long gone. You don't seem to talk about things important anymore and share vulnerable feelings and ideas. It feels, as you put it, meaningless, or else you are single and thought you have many friends. Every time you see them, the conversation seems shallow, and trivial. You are at university studying for a degree. You sign up for the course in part because you often feel confused about who you are and what you want. You thought that reading books and going to lectures would shine light on things, but topic the topics are dull and disconnected from your confusion. You complain and you feel meaningless. You are working on a large profit, you are working in a large profitable company and earning a decent sum every week. But the work doesn't seem in a grander scheme important, by which you mean two things: that you don't seem to be making any great difference in anyone's life, and also that there is no profound part of you that you are able to bring to or incorporate in your work. It might be done by a robot. Can anyone relate to all of this? So as we continue the conversation around what is the meaning of life, we cannot go around assessing our life based on what somebody else is saying their meaning is. We got to go inside here and find out what our meaning to life is. Go back from the beginning when the researcher showed us what was the first meaning of life. When we viewed it from a religious point of view, and then he went down to the scientific aspect about what life is. And for some people listening, neither of those two descriptions what life was. And this is why it is important to be able to compare information as to be able to make an educated selection. Now we are putting some meat on the bones. Now we are going into ourselves and we are looking, what does life mean for us? We are going on the inside. Are we able, on the grand scale, as we look on the spectrum, are we able to make a difference in other people's life? Life has a lot of meaning for me. And because it has such great meaning, this is why I am committed to coming on these platforms 7 days a week. 7 days a week. To come on here and to give value. Because what? My life has great meaning. And I want to also add to the meaning of your life. The meaning of my life has nothing to do with the size of my bank account and all of those other material things. When I'm stripped of those things, my life still have great meaning. Because each and every day I can get up, I can add value, at least one or two values to somebody else's life. Let me continue. And also that there is no profound part of you that you are able to bring to or incorporate in your work. It might be done by a robot. For these stands, we can start to extrapolate a theory of meaning. The meaning is to be found in three activities, in particular: communication, understanding, and service. Communication, understanding, and service. Let's look at communication. First, we are by nature isolated creatures, and it appears that some of our most meaningful moments are to do with instance of connection with a lover. For example, when we reveal our intimate physical and psychological selves, or when we form friendship where substantial truths about our respective lives can be shared, or on a journey to a new country when we strike up a conversation with a stranger and feel a thrilling sense of victory over linguistic and cultural barriers, or when we are touched by books, songs, films, and put our fingers on the emotions that are deeply our own, but that we had never witnessed, externalized so clearly or beautiful before. This part is so profound now, especially we look back on this pandemic that had us locked down and in isolation for 2 years. We can all relate to this. There were people that had been losing their minds. Yet there were others who spent this time productively and came out on top and merged some exciting things. So what's the meaning of life? We got to get to know us, because unless we know who we truly are, we think life has no meaning. The last part of what I just read here from the research, you notice, and I resonate with this part so much because I can remember when we were able to be flying all about the place freely before the pandemic. And although I did not like when I have a delayed flight, I always enjoyed, because it gave me an opportunity to strike up a conversation with somebody who is sitting there. And they are always such empowering conversation. And some people, they'll be there. We have how many hours of layover, and yes, they read or they put the headphone on and they're in the zone. But I always enjoy talking to what society call strangers. And I always say a stranger is just a friend that you have never spoke to before. There are no such strangers once you break the ice with that first hello. When we strike up conversation with strangers, we feel a thrilling sense of victory over linguistic and cultural barriers, or when we are touched by books, songs, and films that put their fingers on our emotion that we deeply our own, but that we had never witnessed and internalized so clearly or beautifully before. Yeah, because guess what? We are so busy, and we are not taking time to understand who we are and to know who we are. And it's for those reasons why we are thinking that we do not, our life does not have meaning. I forgot to mention that around about 6:30 and 6:45 we'll be doing the water therapy. All right? Let us continue. For those of you who have just joined, we are talking about what is the meaning of life. When there is then there is the meaning that merges via understanding. This is about the pleasure that can be felt whenever we correct confusion and puzzlement about ourselves or the world. We might be scientific researchers or economists, poets or parents. In psychotherapy, the pleasure of our activities seems from a common ability to map and make sense of what was once painful, unfamiliar, and strange. Thirdly, there is service. Remember, it was communication, understanding, and service. Those were the three areas that we needed to analyze as we work on what is the meaning of life. Thirdly, is service. One of the most meaningful things we can do is to serve. That's what I'm doing here. I'm serving you guys 7 days a week. I come on for at least an hour. I serve you with information, with wisdom, with knowledge. I also have been serving you for 355 days with gratitude video journal every day. That is service. That gives great meaning to my life. Hopefully it is giving you great meaning to your life as well. And I know it is. Why I can say that proudly? Because you have took the time to leave a comment when you watch one of my videos, Some of you have sent me messages, direct messages, and you express that. So I know it's bringing value. What I would like for you to do is to do the same thing with your life. Carve out the time. I'm not saying you're going to go live 7 days a week like I do, but what can you do? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is that you can do to add value to somebody else's life and to serve them in a positive way. Especially now, mental health is on a high spectrum. People are suffering mentally and they are ashamed to look for help. You and I can make a difference in their life by coming on and sharing encouraging words to help them through this. Not to be their therapist, but to encourage them to go out and get help. Yes, so we are continuing on the service part to try and to improve their lives, either to alleviate sources of suffering or else by generating new sources of pleasure. So we might be working as a cardiac surgeon or aware of everything every day of the meaning of our jobs, or else be in a company that is marketing a modest but real difference in people's lives by helping them to get a better night's sleep, find their keys, or thrilling them acoustically by elegant furniture or harmonious tunes. Or else our service might be to friends or our own families, or perhaps the earth itself. We are often told to think of ourselves in an inherently selfish. We have been told that to think of ourselves is inherently selfish. But most of us, but some of the most meaningful moments come when we transcend our egos and put ourselves out the service for service to others or the planet. One should add that in order to serve, for service to feel meaningful, it has to be sync with our nature, sincere interest, or everyone will find medicine or social work, ballet or graphics design meaningful. It's a cause of knowing enough about ourselves to find the particular part of service. So you see what you see what I'm saying? Whether you are on the spectrum of a heart surgeon, go down to the landscaper, housekeeper, wherever, service is very important and you are bringing meaning to the other person's life. A lot of people are looking and say, oh, I didn't go to college, I didn't this, I didn't that. You don't have to go to college to serve somebody. You might be somebody that make a good pie. You bake a pie, you take it to the neighbor. You know, that's why I love my Jamaican roots. Because you know the people in your district. You know the people in your community. Now, as a human being, we are so isolated. We live in these big buildings and we don't know the other people. We go on the elevators, we sit in the lobbies, we don't say hello, we don't make eye contact with people. And those are the reasons why we are feeling as if our life has no meaning. We got to get out of our cocoons in order to experience the real meaning of life. You need to get out of your isolated self. Get out of your cocoon. Begin to make eye contact with people when you meet them. Say hello. I know we are wearing masks and everything. For some people, we don't have to wear anymore because we're fully vaccinated and we get boosters and all of that. Thank God I'm fully vaccinated. I got my booster. But even when I was fully masked, I would be smiling under my mask and I see somebody and I'm always bowing my head. Connecting, reaching out. We do not need to isolate ourselves. Talk to people. I know for some people, they are so isolated. They are so afraid of other people. People who look different, sound different. They are afraid. Life will only find its true meaning when we begin to serve, to communicate, and what's the third one again? They gave us three, and I want to give you them in order. The first one was to communicate, to understand, and to serve. Those are the three guideposts you need to identify your meaning. Are you understanding what is happening around you? Are you understanding yourself? Because unless you understand yourself, you won't be able to understand somebody else. Are you willing to understand yourself? You got to be open to communicate first, because unless you are able to communicate effectively, and I'm not talking about on an academic level. That is not what I'm talking about. Open your heart first, because your heart open first and then your mouth open. Let me say that again. Your heart opens first and then your mouth will follow. And after you find yourself being able to communicate, we talked about effective communication yesterday. You can go back and access that video. Once your heart is open, your mouth is going to follow. And now you fully understand. Why am I here? What am I doing this for? Many of you who have been working with me, you're my clients, our former clients. We have worked around identifying your why and soul purpose. Now many of you are on helping other people in the same areas. And once you communicate and you have a clear understanding, now you're ready to serve. And serve is not a demeaning word. What does service mean? To add value. Service means to add value. I'm proud to be serving you guys. Somebody said to me, I went on her live the other morning and she said, "Oh, you at it again recruiting." I said, "No, I am not recruiting. I am adding value." The reason I'm at 23,000 friends over on TikTok, 23,000 friends, 118,000 likes, is because I have been serving in a meaningful way. I did not have to recruit not one of these friends. I am serving. I turn up every day in my authenticity. I show up every day to make a difference in your life. I show up every day that I can help to prise your eyes open so you can see the diamond that you are. I show up every day in the lives of my clients so I can help them to connect with their inner blueprint for success. Why? So that they will be able to communicate, to understand, and to serve. Each and every one of us, we now have the global platform open to us. We can come on apps like these. We can speak to the world. It's a reason why I do a roll call every day on my TikTok, because I want to see where over the world everybody is listening. Listen, guys. I am a girl that grew up in Jamaica, West Indies, walking barefooted. I had one pair of shoes. And if I can be on here serving and impacting the world, so can you. If I can do it, so can you. And you owe it to yourself to do that. Your life has meaning. The question is, are you willing to see what the meaning is? Are you willing to find somebody who will work with you to prioritize what the meaning of your life is? You can no longer sit around and complain that your life has no meaning because you didn't go to college, you didn't graduate high school, and blah, 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 blah. No. Your life has a great meaning so long as you will be willing to identify what the meaning is. Are you a landscaper? Are you a painter? Are you a handyman? What is the meaning of your life? There are some people, it doesn't matter how they read the direction book to assemble something, they can't get it. And for you, you can just look at it and you can get it together. That is the meaning that your life has. And guess what? You can provide that service for somebody else. Let's do the water therapy, guys. When the Spirit got me on the road, I can't turn around. Listen, bless your water. Water is energy. We supercharge it to help with our healing, help with our insight, to revitalize our organs, and to bring clarity in our lives. Whatever it is that you are seeking from your supercharged water, please get it now and let us drink. I am continuously asking for clarity for my spiritual eyes, healing in my body, whatever needs healing, re-energize my organs, and anything else that is lurking in my body. I ask that the water will go directly to the root and to take care of that. Let's drink. Okay. All right. So, service. We all can be of service. This is why, volunteerism is so important. There are many people who goes into third world countries and they help and they serve people in that way. My recommendation to you is that you take the time, find out how can you begin to communicate, understand, and serve. Remember, these three areas, this is what the research share. And I wanted to bring that in. I could have very well taught on this topic by myself. However, I did not just want to give you Daphne's skills and expertise around the topic. I wanted to bring in the research for you so that you can hear what scholars are saying and what they are doing. Communicate, understand, and serve. Once your focus is on these three areas, you will begin to experience the greatest meaning in your life. Let me just end this portion here. Okay, where am I? All right. Thirdly, there's service. One of the most meaningful things we can do is to serve other people, to try and improve their lives, either by alleviating sources of suffering or else by generating new sources of pleasure. So we might be working as a cardiac surgeon, unaware of every day of the meaning of our jobs, or else be a company that make a modest but real difference in people's lives by helping them to get better night's sleep, finding their keys, or trilling them aesthetically with the elegant furniture or harmonious tunes. Or else our service might be to friends or our own families, or perhaps to earth itself. We are often told to think of ourselves as inherently selfish. But some of the most meaningful moments come when we transcend our egos and put ourselves at the service of others or the planet. One should add that in order to serve, to feel meaningful, it has to be in sync with our nature. Sincere interest. Not everyone will find medicine and social work and ballet graphic design meaningful, but it's a case of knowing enough about ourselves to find our particular path to service. Armed with such ideas, we can move toward defining nothing less than the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to pursue human flourishing thoughts, communication, and understanding service. So, again, the meaning of life is to pursue human flourishing through communication, understanding, and service. And I need to put this in the Facebook broadcast. So give me a minute. So guys, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life, guys? I am going here. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. The meaning of life. The meaning of life. The meaning of life is to pursue the meaning of life is to pursue human flourishing through communication, understanding, and service. So, you got it? Thank you. I saw somebody write it there. Thank you. So let me read this again for you. I hope you guys will write this down. The meaning of life is to pursue human flourishing through communication, understanding, and service. So it doesn't matter whether you're 7-figure, 6-figure, live on the yacht, going up to space, ain't none of that matters. You see, Communication, understanding, and service is what levels the playing field. It doesn't matter if you're Elon Musk. It doesn't matter if you're Steve Jobs. It doesn't matter if you're Mark Zuckerberg. None of that doesn't matter. What matters is the communication, the understanding, and the service. The true meaning of life is to pursue human flourishing through communication, understanding, and service. In order to have meaningful life, we can also set that certain things will need to be in play. So, it is our responsibility to now identify, and I forgot who had asked me to speak on this topic, and I just want to I want to thank you, whoever it is that asked to speak on that. The meaning of life is to pursue human flourishing through communication, understanding, and service. And what an amazing way to end the broadcast over on StreamYard. I encourage you guys, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, begin today to understand what the meaning of your life is. Strip yourself of all the material things, and you will still have the greatest meaning in life. We'll still have the greatest meaning in life. Are you willing to really understand what the meaning of your life is? Are you willing? Again, guys, I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your why and soul purpose coach and consultant. I encourage you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to my newsletter by visiting daphneclark.com. Connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I go live 7 days a week, 6 a.m. Eastern on StreamYard. I'm also live on my TikTok several times a day. I love you guys. I'm coming back over TikTok now to interact with you guys. But please, now that you understand what the meaning of life is, I just look forward to seeing more of you on communicating, understanding, and serving. And I look forward to share the platform and the microphone with many of you. And do not hesitate to text me at 203-885-5093. Get an intuitive reading with me. Get me to be your coach or mentor or guide, whatever it is you are looking for. I am looking for new clients. I am looking to serve you. I'm looking to help you to understand and identify what the true meaning of your life is. Give me the opportunity. Reach out today. And listen, for those of you over on TikTok, If you are not following me, I cannot send you a message. You got to follow me in order for me to be able to communicate with you. Those of you on Facebook, we're good. I just have to show up on LinkedIn and all the other places. But on TikTok, you have to follow me back or else we can't communicate, guys. So I'm waiting and looking to hear my phone buzz off today. I'm open all of today. So anyone want an appointment today to get their intuitive reading, go ahead and text me 203-885-5093. 885-5093. I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys. And guess what? There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I will continue to serve in you because this is what gives my life such amazing meaning. Love you guys. Love you. Stop judging my finger. I lose a fingernail, but stop judging me. I hear you all saying she didn't fix that nail yet. No, I didn't. I'm busy serving you guys. All right? Love you guys. See you on the next broadcast. Thank you, StreamYard, for this opportunity. All right.